love Zambia, and I show it. I love my country, and I show it. I love Zambia, and I show it. I love my country, and I show it.
Zambian products by us for us. We have made it one family. Together we
Employment creation is at the center of all that we are currently doing.
Nothing can stop us.
Nothing can stop us.
Zambian pride.
This show brought to you by Zambia Association of Manufacturers. This is a company which they say built Zambia. And obviously the success of this company entirely depends on how big the construction industry is in Zambia and obviously beyond borders where they export. Welcome to Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. My name is Mumbi Kalimba, and today we are at Lafarge Cement Limited here in Chilanga, this company formerly known as Chilanga Cement. The program is made possible by Zambia Association of Manufacturers. We run through the process of making cement, and obviously we get to the primary reason we came up with this show, to promote locally produced products and obviously market locally produced products. The big question that we always ask on this show is, are you proud to be Zambian? What are you doing towards contributing to economic growth? Do you know that buying Zambian also helps to build our local manufacturers? As we tour, we'll get to find out the stages, different stages, how cement is made from different stages. And obviously, towards the end of the tour, we'll talk to the managing director of Lafarge Cement Limited. Like I said, this is Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian, made possible by Zambia Association of Manufacturers. You might be wondering, why am I in this outfit? Well, this is the safety gear for Lafarge Cement Limited. So, as we take a tour, I will maximize on the safety. Follow me as we take a tour. So I'm here with Mr. Andrew Banda, who will run us through how the process of making cement is done. We are starting from here. Mr. Banda, if you can just explain to us what this place is called and what is happening here.
Okay. This place is called the primary crusher. This is where our process starts from. As you can see from your background, we have the dump trucks. We get our material from our quarry, which is about 8 kilometers away from here. So our process of making cement starts from here. So these stones are crushed from the primary crusher. We run the conveyor system to the secondary crusher to reduce the feather size. So basically, this is where we start from. This is limestone. It's a special cement that we use for making cement. Okay. Yeah, but purely this is the raw material that we use for making cement.
So we are still touring Lafarge cement plant here in Chilanga. I'm still with Mr. Banda. Mr. Banda, this section we are in, can you tell us about it?
This is now part of the control system. From here, whatever we have crushed from the hammer crusher and the jaw crusher, and this is how material reduces into size.
I would refer to this as clay. Tell us more about this this clay. Is this the product end product of the limestones that we saw in the initial stages of the making cement process.
Exactly. This is it's not really the last stage, because from here we have to crush it further. We have to introduce this into the ball mill, where we have to make powder, and that is what we are going to call raw mill, and that's the one that we introduce into the into the kiln in order to make our clinker. So this is what you saw. The borders that you saw at the primary crusher have been reduced to size to this stage. So from here we are going to dose into the ball mill in proportions.
I'm absolutely sure as you are driving along Kafue Road, when you reach Lafarge plant in the night, there's always that tower that is lighted up as if it's Christmas Day. Well, we get to find out what this tower is about with Mr. Banda here. Mr. Banda, this tower, first of all, fantastic lights during the night. What does this tower do?
It's part of our process in making cement. So as I explained, after we've had our stone crushed, we introduce our stone into the ball mill in order to grind. From there we're going to prepare what we call our raw mill. And that raw mill is what we feed into this tower. And our feeding system is from the top. So basically it's simply a process of making cement. So when we feed our raw mill from there, we are introducing heat from the other side of the kiln. So heat is introduced the other side of the kiln. It's a counter current process. So material will be falling down the tower and the heat is going up. So during that process, we are beginning to make the process of clinkerization. And that's the final product that we use to make cement.
Mr. Banda, I see in the background here a lot of machinery activity going on. You've already explained what happens when the limestone reaches the tower. So from the tower, I see this huge machine that is rolling. What exactly is happening here, the activity that is going on here, if you can explain?
Okay, this is what we call the kiln. So when the material is introduced into the tower, we are preparing the material to feed it into the kiln. So we feed the material into the kiln so that we can make our clinker. Now, the process is such that we push in our core from the other side of the kiln and material is coming the other side. So it's, as I explained, it's a counter current process. As heat is coming the other side, material is also coming the other side, and we begin to prepare material until we make what we call our clinker at the final stage, which we are able to get at the final stage of at the outlet of the kiln. So basically material is moving from this side of the kiln, going into this side. The other side, we are pushing in coal. We use coal for heating. So coal is our source of heat. So we push in coal from there at a very high temperature of about 1,450 degrees, we begin to make our clinker. So that clinker we are simply granules, very small granules which we crush further at the final stage to make this cement.
So, Mr. Banda, explain to us what this dome is about. I see there's a lot of activity, there's machinery moving around inside there.
This is the storage, the final storage stage for our clinker, which we make from the kiln. So from there, we store our clinker in here, then we extract from the bottom to feed our finished mill in order to make our finished product, which we are calling cement.
So we are still here at Lafarge Cement, Zambia, in Chilanga. This program proudly sponsored by Zambia Association of Manufacturers, making it possible. It's called Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. Can you kindly explain to us what is going on here?
Well, basically, this is where the final product of our cement is actually packed into 50 kg bags. So this, I can say this is the second stage of our process, because we don't really stock or maybe keep in the warehouse our product. So basically, we just get straight from the silos while we stock in bulk. Then when it comes, this is the packing machine, and this machine is one of the state-of-the-art equipment. Basically, what we use here is a closed loop kind of operation. What I mean by closed loop is we regulate, especially the weight of the bag. If it means it's out of range, then as you can see there, then it won't be dropped to go into the process of packing into the trucks. So what we do here is, so like this one, that one there, it has gone round because it's not yet 50 kg. So we are much concerned about our customers. We need to give them what they deserve, other than a substandard kind of service. So basically, this is a good machine. It packs into 50 kg bags. Yeah.
Okay, so I can see that most of these bags look bulged, but when they're on the market, they look kind of compressed. Is that also part of the process where you compress the bags?
No, not really compressing, because our process, cement, what we do in cement, when we are conveying cement, we take it into a semi-liquid kind of substance. By so doing, we use air. So that's why you could see that they are bulgy. Because when they're packing, we use compressed air to force the cement into the bags. So that air plus the product looks a bit bulgy. But as you go along, it goes into the truck, it goes into the normal size of the bag.
Okay. Keep watching. Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. We are at Lafarge Cement, Zambia, where we are taking a tour. Much later, we'll be talking to the Managing Director of Lafarge Cement, Zambia. It's proudly Zambian products that have been produced here. Go out there and buy Zambian. Keep watching. You're still watching Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian, and we are in the center control room, and I'll be talking to Mr. Mulemba. Mr. Mulemba, how are you?
I'm all right. Thank you. And how are you?
Absolutely great. Coming from a studio background, this looks like a studio. And in actual fact, it's a control room. Can you explain to us in detail what exactly happens here? What do you control from this room?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Actually, as you mentioned, this is the central control room, the heart of this plant. We actually monitor all the processing, all the way from the crushers where the process starts up to the finish, where we make, manufacture our final product, which is cement.
So I can see that looks like it's this is the second computer here. You are monitoring something that is really, really hot. So which section of the plant is that?
Okay, for this one, on this computer, or rather on this screen, what you are seeing is we are seeing the inside of the kiln, which is the main unit. But all in all, what you are seeing, this is not only a camera, but it's a pyrometer. We are also detecting, rather checking the temperatures in different positions inside our kiln.
Still watching Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. We are at Lafarge Cement, Zambia. Very shortly, we'll be talking to the Managing Director here at Lafarge. Keep watching. You are still watching Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian, made possible obviously by the Zambia Association of Manufacturers. We are here in the office of the Managing Director here at Lafarge. Cement Zambia, Mr. Fola Esan. We'll get to find out the marketing of cement, where they sell the cement, are they exporting the cement, and basically several other things that concern the marketing of cement in Zambia. This is a company they say has built Zambia. We get to find out more about that as well. First things first, we've already toured the plant, fantastic plant that you have. I do understand that just after the transition from Chilanga Cement to Lafarge, there was an extension program.
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us about that. Why the need of the extension?
Well, what we call the extension program was really an expansion of the capacity, which speaks to the expanding of the plant to be able to produce more cement. In effect, we spent a couple of $100 million to be able to get the plant to produce what we produce today in excess of about 800,000 tons of cement a year. And that was completed at the end of 2009, and now we're producing more than enough cement to supply the needs of the country.
Obviously, what comes to mind when someone hears of Lafarge Cement, obviously there are a few folks out there who still refer to it as Chilanga Cement. Now, since the liberalization of the economy, we've seen other cements that have been imported in the country. Has that affected the market for you as Lafarge Cement?
Absolutely, it has. And I'll go to the first point you raised, which is about the equity in the name Chilanga. Obviously, the name comes from the village. The environment we are is Chilanga. There's an emotional attachment to this name. Every time I go out in the streets and speak to people, they still buy the cement and they call it Chilanga cement. So there's a lot of strength in that. And not only here. You know, I was in Burundi, I was in the DRC last month. It's the same thing. People have a lot of emotional attachment to Chilanga cement. The cement hasn't changed. The name changed. Okay? And what Lafarge brings is really the fact that we're building on Chilanga, the local nature of the cement, but the fact that Lafarge as an international company, we're able to bring the technology, the expertise, and whatever weight is needed to be able to support the Zambian cement market. The second part of your question was about the liberalization and the fact that there's different cements in the market. Before I took this role, I understand in 2008, there was a period where there was so much demand that the plants available could not meet that at all. So we don't want to go back to that. For this reason, it's very welcome to have additional capacity, so long as the customer at the end of the day, the final consumer, has the ability to buy the cement when they need it, how they need it, and at a reasonable price, so that they don't get squeezed out of their profits, but also the companies make some profits as well. So the market has grown, it has changed, it's increasing. It will get to a point though where the supply and demand curves will meet, and then things will become much more difficult. For now, we welcome competition. In fact, there's new plants about to be built. We also welcome the imports, but it's essential that as a manufacturer, the field is made level, so that the imports are subject to the same controls as those of us who manufacture locally.
If we can talk about the quality of the product that you're producing at Lafarge.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to talk about quality. The name Lafarge is synonymous with quality. I think the principles on which we built this nation and built the company that we call Lafarge is essentially to make sure that the highest spec possible of product is delivered to the customer. Being an international company, we are guided by international rules and regulations, and the cement we produce is actually made to those specifications that anywhere in the world would stand up to those tests. So the earlier part of your statement, you talked about how have we survived as a manufacturing company when many other companies folded up. Well, you mentioned it before. Infrastructure is the engine on which the growth of a country depends on. And even though there were difficult times, Zambia kept on growing. The economy is still growing. In fact, it's one of the countries doing the best in Africa. And that will continue into the foreseeable future. So we see ourselves, again, being the infrastructure support, growing with the country Zambia. And there's needs everywhere you go. You see there's needs for roads, for dams, for power, for malls. And in fact, you would see very soon there's going to be more high-rise buildings that will require a lot more cement. So I believe that the future is quite bright. Lafarge will continue to succeed because of the quality we have and because we deal with the customers and we provide exactly what the consumers need in terms of the quality of the product.
How is Lafarge cement being received? Firstly, we start with the local market, and then you can talk about the international market.
So the local market, it's really a very clear case. This was the only manufacturing company that made cement in Zambia for a long time. So the Zambians had Chilanga cement, they had no choice. I believe that they had no choice. They were satisfied with what they had. It was a good product, it was well run, and it still is. In recent times, we've had additional players in the market, but still we possess a very strong position, we possess good market share. Again, going back to the fact that the history establishes itself, Lafarge, from the past of Zambia going into the future, will always be there to support the customer and provide what the consumer needs. Now, what has happened over time is that the market has been expanding. There's been demand coming from the sub-regions, so the DRC as well as Burundi are probably the biggest export markets we have. About 30% of what we produce is sold into those markets. Now, our priority, of course, is to provide cement for the Zambian market because we are really a Zambian company. But our brothers across the borders also require cement. And the same history is in place. It's a good product. In fact, you can even say that the south of DRC, the Katanga province, has been built by Lafarge Cement as well. So Chilanga Cement has built the south of DRC. Chilanga Cement is building or rebuilding Burundi. Everywhere we go, we get very well received. We get very, very good feedback from the customers. The product is doing very well, and we will continue to service those markets for the foreseeable future.
Your current capacity, I do understand the information that I got from the people that gave us a tour told us that your daily capacity is 2,600, approximately 2,600 tons, if my recollection serves me right. Is that enough? Is it meeting the demand? Is that capacity meeting the demand?
The capacity is actually more than what the demand is today, and I don't speak only about the Lafarge capacity. Currently in the country, we probably have about 3 main cement producers. There's ourselves, who has plants here and up in the north and in Dola. There's Zambezi, and there's another producer locally here in Lusaka who for the most part is not selling the cement to huge volumes to the market. We have excess capacity. If you add up all the capacity of the plants in the country, we probably have about 30% more than what the demand of the country is. If you plot that going forward, looking at the construction projects coming up into the future, the currently installed capacity should be sufficient for the next couple of years. However, seeing as there's need in the surrounding regions, you would have heard that there's plans for lots of other competitors to build plants. So you will see an increase in the number of manufacturing plants for cement in the country. Not driven because there is a lack of the capacity to supply it, but because there's an expectation for the demand to increase.
Let's talk about the importance of Zambians supporting or buying locally produced products. We talk about the need for Zambians, the reason why Zambians should buy Lafarge cement. What are they benefiting from it?
There are a number of reasons why you should buy Lafarge cement. First of all, as I mentioned to you, Lafarge is a Zambian company, proudly Zambian company. I have more than 99% of my employees who are Zambian, and I'm halfway to becoming Zambian myself. So that's one of the reasons we should buy, because we are a Zambian company manufacturing a product with Zambian raw materials, selling to the Zambian people. So one of the reasons you should buy this product is because it's yours. It's for you. It's the product that has built your schools, that has built your houses, that is building your roads, and is going to remain here for a very, very long time. It's competitively priced, it's got good quality, and it will remain to be that way for the future. So be proud in what you buy Zambian, and buy Lafarge Chilanga Cement.
Are there any economic benefits for one buying the locally produced products? Are they contributing in any way to the Zambian economy?
Well, of course it is. It is, without a doubt. I mean, in terms of the taxes we pay, in terms of the employees we employ, so we create jobs, we create a lot of jobs. We have almost 1,000 people every day working for us in one form or the other as Lafarge. So we're creating revenues for people. But we go beyond that. We go beyond that. Lafarge is actually built very much on very strong corporate responsibility positions. So we spend quite a bit of money in affecting our societies, our environments. We help schools. We help to do some medical facilities. We have the van that goes out and provides hospital services. So being a Zambian company working here, not only are we selling cement, but the benefits also accrue to the rest of the country, where as a citizen of the country, Lafarge, we are performing our duties very responsibly.
Your last words to to the people who are watching right now, the future builders and those that are currently building?
My last word is the same thing as I said from the beginning. Lafarge cement is the best cement available. It's well priced. The quality will never fail you. Trust the strong one. Trust Lafarge. And to the rest of the communities, we will always be here, working with the government, working with the people as we develop and build Zambia for the future going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. So like we always say on the show, be proud to be Zambian, buy Zambian. And we all know that there are economic benefits that come from buying locally produced products. Let's support our local manufacturers and see them grow. Unemployment comes from that, from you buying that locally produced product. This show made possible by Zambia Association of Manufacturers. It is called Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. Once more, be proud to be Zambian. Buy locally produced products. Until next time, have yourselves a fantastic time. My name is Mumbi Kalimba. Bye-bye.
I love Zambia, and I show it. I love my country, and I show it. I love Zambia, and I show it. I love my country, and I show it.
Zambian products by us for us. We have made it one family. Together we can.